In today's episode, an elderly woman's pet is attacked while strolling beside a lake in Florida. Despite the alligator being almost twice her size, the woman leaps between the alligator and her dog. What followed was one of the most horrific alligator attacks in Florida's history. Hit that like button and subscribe right now. This is the chilling final moments of Gloria Surge, eaten alive by a giant gator. Welcome to Dreaded Fate Files. Florida is renowned across the globe for its alligators. Experts theorize that they inhabit nearly every freshwater source in the state. In reality, it is estimated that there are about 1.25 million of these creatures residing in Florida. Their numbers are so vast that encounters between people and alligators are relatively frequent. Since 1948, there have been more than 450 documented attacks, and this figure is expected to increase, particularly when individuals bring their tiny pets to the alligator's territory. We have all listened to the uplifting tales of creatures rescuing humans, from whales shielding swimmers from sharks to dogs defending their owners from deadly animals. What few people understand is that humans will often do the same for their pets, even at their own risk. Many pet owners would sacrifice anything for their animals, and there are accounts worldwide of folks going to great lengths for their cherished furry companions. Humans are remarkably willing to endanger their lives for their pets, and some have even given the ultimate sacrifice, hoping to save their small family members. The Floridian retirement community, called Spanish Lakes, made headlines in 2023 for terrible reasons. These retirement villages took pride in keeping their occupants content and engaged, with a variety of activities for them to choose from, including swimming and golf. Additionally, they feature 24 lakes on their grounds for the residents to boat on or simply wander around during their daily routines. While these lakes were designed to aid the mental and physical wellness of the people living there, they never imagined that something could be lurking in them, something that was waiting to feast on some retirees. In February 2023, Gloria Surge had been residing at Spanish Lakes for a while. She was familiar with the area very well and had several friends within the tight-knit community in Florida, where they would all look out for one another. Despite the folks that she knew, her favorite partner was unquestionably her little dog, named Trooper. He had been staying with her since she relocated into the complex, and she loved being able to walk him in such a picturesque place, something that she was seldom able to do when she lived alone. After her spouse passed, she decided that it would be smartest for her to move in near other people, rather than endure the solitude that widowhood often brings. She was thankful to have such an obedient dog to accompany her during her days, and was thrilled to take him out on that tragic day. Although they claim that a breath of fresh air is beneficial, Gloria unfortunately didn't realize what awaited her as she headed out for her regular dog walk that afternoon. Gloria exited her apartment as usual, with Trooper darting ahead of her on the leash. She intended to stroll around the lakes closest to her home, as she thought that they would be the loveliest, and it would be simple for her to go back if she began to feel exhausted. She started off, resolved to complete a loop around the first lake, admiring her surroundings and feeling especially glad to be living amid such breathtaking natural beauty. She greeted some of her neighbors as she neared the water's edge, gazing across to the opposite shore and preparing herself for the lengthy walk ahead. In her advancing years, she had been finding it harder and harder to finish an entire circuit of the lake. Yet, Trooper's excitement and passion for the outdoors motivated her to push herself further each day. As she gradually made her way around the lake, she had no clue that she was being observed from afar. 100 feet away from her, on the opposite bank, a 10-foot alligator had noticed the duo strolling near the edge and concluded that one of them would be simple prey. It slid into the dark water and started to follow Gloria and Trooper, who carried on with their walk, unaware of what was tracking them. It silently neared them but lingered just enough to remain hidden, observing the elderly woman and her dog as they enjoyed their relaxed afternoon. Then it surged from the water, attempting to clamp onto Trooper and yank him into the depths. but Gloria wouldn't permit it. She now had to choose who would survive this assault, her dog or herself. As Gloria spotted the enormous creature charge at her from the water, she understood what she must do. Her small dog was unaware of the attack as she yanked him clear of the alligator's teeth and tossed him from harm. But they weren't secure yet. Seeing that its first target had been snatched from its grip, the reptile targeted Gloria instead, clamping onto her leg and yanking her to the ground. She cried out for aid as she was swiftly pulled into the water, flailing her arms frantically to attract the notice of any nearby neighbors. The massive alligator had a tight hold on her leg and showed no sign of releasing her. While she was still alive, she knew she only had a short time before it would be over. Trooper was barking fiercely on the shore as he witnessed his owner disappear beneath the surface, but there was nothing such a tiny dog could do to assist. Ultimately, Gloria had rescued her dog's life by giving up her own. One of her neighbors, 76-year-old Carol Thomas, heard the disturbance and witnessed Gloria being yanked into the water by an alligator almost twice her size. Alarmed, the retiree rapidly phoned the police. Carol rushed outside while clutching the phone and seized a pole from her yard as she attempted to assist. When she arrived, she felt as though her heart had frozen. The woman in the water was no longer struggling, only floating on the surface as she was being dragged and tugged by the alligator. Carol started to maneuver the pole toward Gloria, praying desperately that she could grasp it and then be hauled to safety. But sadly, it was already too late. Gloria was dead, and the alligator promptly stole away her body, leaving Carol to watch as the corpse was dragged under the dark water.
911, there's a woman in the lake. The alligator's got her. An alligator has a woman. It's a huge gator. It's huge. Can you pull her under? Yes. Oh, no. I was trying to stick a pole out for her. Okay. She's gone.
When the officials arrived, there was a group of folks around the lake as others residing in the complex came to hear of the awful incident that had occurred on their doorsteps. They were horrified. They walked the same route daily and were considering how it could have been any of them. They had no clue there was even an alligator in their lake, and were stunned that no one had ever spotted such a huge creature sharing the same space as them. Soon after her death, Gloria's body was retrieved from the water. Her wounds were severe across her whole body, as the alligator tried to start consuming her before she was removed from the water. There was only one task left: capture the alligator. Wildlife specialists were dispatched to locate the creature and extract it from the lake, so that they could determine what to do with it. After a lengthy search, they discovered it concealed at the bottom of the lake, its stomach full. After it was caught, the experts could measure the enormous beast at 10 feet long. After sizing the gator, they took it away to be euthanized, as it was judged that an animal that large could not keep living in the lake. Definitely not after it had started to attack the occupants of the retirement complex. The owners of the complex then launched a removal effort to ensure that their residents were secure. No one would wish to leave their relatives in their care if they knew there was a chance of them enduring the same fate as Gloria. They managed to clear most of the lakes and moved all of the other reptiles that they found. Tragically for Gloria, she was the third alligator casualty in Florida in the past 6 months, prompting officials to caution locals to avoid large water sources, particularly when walking with their pets. Gloria showed to everyone what folks would do to rescue their animals. Fortunately for Trooper, he survived the entire incident and was ultimately sent to live with Gloria's family. His life was spared from the teeth of an alligator by a woman who would defend him until her very last breath. Subscribe and like the video for more true stories. Also watch these videos.